Okay, well, let's get rocking and rolling. We're gonna stay on the floor the whole time. Our first stretch for today, I don't have a wall to show you, but hey, Mandy. But I'm gonna kind of demonstrate what I would like you to do on the wall, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna use this big thick part of my couch to show you, but if you have a wall, that would be ideal, so you really get the benefit of it, right? So when we sit at desks all day, or even just the way I sit on the floor with people, we tend not to think about the way we're sitting a lot, right? We end up like this, or we extend too much. So this is a really great way just to rehydrate, meaning water, oxygen, blood flow to the spine in areas that kind of get shut down and cramped from not being used enough. So what we're gonna do is, if we're on the wall, we're gonna take our tush as close to the wall as we possibly can, right? And it looks funny, but this is the best way to get in it. So I'm on the side, right, tush, I'm gonna lay down, and then I'm going to roll my legs up, right? Imagine there's a wall in front of me, and then extend up, heels pressed into the wall, right? My butt's on the wall, my hamstrings are on the wall, my toes are pointed, so I'm getting that good stretch. You should feel like you're in a relaxed position, right? Feeling the wall supporting you, not like you're bracing like I'm having to do, okay? So now what we're going to do is take 4 to 5 big long inhale and exhale, kind of giving our body a time to reset, relax, let go of any tension we're feeling, right? So inhale nose, exhale mouth. I like to even have my hands on my rib cage when I do things like this to feel the exhalation, right? So inhale nose, exhale mouth, feeling the decompression in my rib cage. You're gonna go for a 4 to 5 count there, feeling that stretch on the hamstrings, low back, right? Kind of waking up parts of the body that haven't had much attention throughout the morning or maybe even the week. Awesome. So when we're done with our 4 to 5 breaths, we'll kick our legs off the wall. We're gonna stay on the floor, like I said. We're gonna go onto our back, and we're going to do a knee hug. Now, depending on the person, there's 2 forms that are comfortable, right? So this can be most comfortable for some people, just hugging, right? Or because of tight hips, you feel a little bit of pinching in your groin area, on your hip area. You can relax, drop the legs out, and pull up through the feet, right? So now I'm not putting as much restriction on my hips. I'm getting a little bit different of a groin stretch, but then I'm also just mobilizing that low back again, right? We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna really focus on inhale, exhale mouth, right? I try to give you an example there of when I'm doing it with myself, I'm counting. I'm inhaling 3 counts, and then I'm trying to double that on my exhale, right? So if I'm here, a little bit more of a low back, inhale nose, exhale mouth, so a lot of tightness. You'll continue to do your breathing 4 to 5 counts. A lot of tightness in the spine can cause the diaphragm and your lungs not to work properly, which is kind of scary, right? You want to be taking advantage of all that lung capacity you have. So keeping the diaphragm functioning well, the spine mobile is really important for that. All right, so now we're gonna go into a little bit more active. We're gonna go 15 of these, okay? So we've done it before, but we've done it with a push out. We're not gonna do the push out. So we're just going to rock, right? Massaging my spine, rehydrating it, getting a little bit of a core workout too, right? Because of the way I'm folded in, I'm feeling my abs flexing as I come up, right? We're gonna go for 15 of them. It should feel good on your back. Now, of course, if you're on a concrete floor, it might not feel great, but hopefully you're on a little bit of padding. Really great feeling on the spine, mobilizing those erectors, those QL muscles, all those back muscles that cause us so many issues. Beautiful. So once we have 15, we're gonna relax. We're gonna go into that piriformis, right? So when I put together my stretch today, I kind of thought, what are the most common muscles that I know they're feeling almost every single day because of their work positioning? So ankle over knee, right? Piriformis is a small muscle. It sits below your glutes. and causes a lot of nerve impingement, right? There's a nerve that runs up through it, your sciatic nerve, and it can cause a lot of issues, including nerve pain, low back pain, pain running down the back of your legs. Just not a great thing. So ankle over knee, right? And for some people, this is already enough, but I know both of you, so I know that you are mobile enough for this. So we're gonna pull up behind my hamstring, right? Relax that leg back down, feeling that good stretch through the back of my right leg into my hamstring, my hip. We're gonna do that 4 count breath again, right? Inhale nose, exhale mouth, double count, right? The good thing about the breathing for stretching is it gives you kind of a purpose while you're there, right? Because a lot of times people just, oh, I'm just sitting here stretching, right? Give yourself a purpose. Think about it as meditation as well, right? Focusing all your energy on your breathing. Inhale nose. Right, waking up that diaphragm as you feel that ab work at the end, right? When you've got your 3 to 4 breaths, we'll switch over, ankle over knee, right? Cradle that right hamstring, let that right foot drop, feel that stretch, identify with it, you know, where are you feeling it? Are you feeling it in your hip, your glute, your hamstring, your knee, right? In my left knee, I feel a little bit of a pull there, right? I'm gonna focus on my oxygen now, 4 counts. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. 4 times through. That should feel really good, right? Okay, so we did back, we did hips, groin. We're gonna do a little bit more hips now, just as such a big complex. So I'm gonna sit back up. We've done this before, 90-90 hip rocks, right? Feet are slightly outside of my hips. My hands are behind me for support, and I'm gonna drop my right knee in, left knee out, getting that good stretch through my hip, really taking that femur head all the way through that acetabulum, right up into that joint, right? Shouldn't feel bad, should feel good. If it's any discomfort at all that you're unsure of, regress the movement, right? You can stay high here because you're also obviously pulling for your back as well when you're like this, right? We're gonna go for 10 each side. Not that I'm counting, but we'll aim for it, right? Breathing through the movements. Should feel good, not bad, right? Just getting those hips, keeping those hips mobile. Even for all of us that are obviously fit and active, it's so important to just, you know, use things that don't necessarily get used enough, which hips are definitely one of them. Okay, so we're gonna go child's pose. Okay, all the way down. You both know child's pose, right? Dropping my head through the hole, reaching ahead of me. Now I'm gonna put my elbows into the ground. I'm gonna take my hands on the back of my head, okay? Now I'm gonna inhale through my nose, and as I exhale, I'm opening at the sky, creating that thoracic stretch in the middle of my back, by my ribs, possibly down your QL, right? Trying to lead through the elbow, right? We don't wanna see this. Try to lead through the elbow, because that elbow connects up into that shoulder blade, into that spine. Come back down, inhale nose, exhale mouth as I push through my right elbow, opening, feeling that good stretch down the side of my left body, low back, breathing. Coming back down, let's go for 3 per side. We probably all have one side that's slightly more tight than the other. I know for me it's my left. Good, last one. Exhale as you pull. Inhale as you recover. Exhale as you finish your pull. Awesome. All right, we're gonna sit high and face you again. I'm gonna take my left forearm on the ground, sitting on my knees again as long as I'm comfortable there. Putting my forearm on the ground, reaching up, opening up that rib cage, breathing, coming back up and over, and flipping the movement. Now I'm stretching out my obliques, right? Those obliques on the side of our abdominals get compressed all day long. We tend to lean funny ways when we sit for long periods of time or stand. So it's always good to give them some extension, right? Their attachment point is the hip, which that hip is a big old complex. So we want to make sure we're giving it some attention. Breathing through, I'm going to aim to get 5 each side. mobilizing my low back, right? Stretching out my obliques, like I said. And I'm just naturally getting a little bit of a quad stretch because of the position I'm sitting in, right? Let's go for that chest now, those pectorals. So I'm gonna lateral face, same position. I'm gonna take my hands behind my back, interlock my fingers, and then I'm gonna push down and try to extend my elbows, right? I'm trying to keep the work out of my low back, so I'm not going like this, right? I'm still standing up nice and tall, kind of tucking my pelvis under me, pushing my hands down and away from me. I'm gonna take a couple deep breaths here. Right? Once again, trying to copy that exhalation, right? Even longer if you can. I know some people can really exhale for long periods of time, which is great. That's showing really good diaphragm strength, right? Really good breathing technique. Okay, so pectorals out of the way. Let's go ahead and go into a little bit of a child's pose chest opener. Once again, since we're on that chest, I'm gonna come down to that child's pose again, right? Arms ahead of me. I'm gonna take my right arm, no, let's go, yep, I'm gonna take my right arm out laterally, reaching, right? So I'm reaching my fingertips away from me. I'm gonna take my left arm up in the sky and reach towards the sky, stretching out that pectoral, that shoulder on my right side. Breathing, no holding breath. So where you wanna feel it is right through the front of the arm, right? Right into the chest. We'll come back down, left arm goes out, right arm comes up, and I'm once again trying to open up that pectoral, feel that shoulder stretch. Shouldn't feel bad, should feel good. Always reduce the range of motion if you're having any pain. Awesome. All right, we've gotten all the major joints, so what I want to do is a little bit of bird dog just to get your blood flowing, and then we're going to finish with some hip thrust. So bird dog seems like a old school simple movement, but it's a fabulous movement that you could do the rest of your life and you'd never outgrow it. I don't care how fit you are. Tucking my pelvis, right, so I feel that pressure in my abdominals. I'm gonna squeeze my right glute, extend my right leg, reach away with my left, pushing through the ground, really trying to stabilize my lumbar. Couple deep breaths, hand and knee back down, extend my right, left, squeeze my glute, reach through, breathing. Noticing the differences on the sides, right? There's a very good chance that you're slightly different on either side. One side works harder, one side you might have discomfort. I know in my left side I feel less glute activation than in my right. Breathing. We're gonna go for 5 per side. If you're on the same pace as me, I'm going into the end of my third. Good. Slow and steady wins the race. When we move too quickly, our body doesn't have time to figure out what we're asking of it. Woo! Should feel good, right? All right, let's end this session on our backs. Right? Good pelvic tilt position, right? Boom, lumbar comes into my ground. I'm bringing my hips up towards my belly button, right? Like I'm zipping my zipper on my pants. Not letting them hang out. Does that make sense? Hopefully to everyone. Tuck that pelvis, squeeze that butt, push those feet into the ground. Really activating the glutes at the top. We're gonna hold for a good 10 count. Getting those glutes and hamstrings firing. Really clenching as hard as I can my glutes. We're gonna relax down. We're gonna pelvic tilt again. I'm gonna bring my left leg to the center of my body, elevating my right leg. Same deal, right? Now single side movement. Pelvic tilt, squeeze my butt, push up, 10 count. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. You're trying to feel that in your left hamstring, left glute. Core is really working to stabilize, right? You're driving your foot through that ground. Go ahead, relax. Pelvic tilt again, right leg's in the center, left leg's elevated. Squeeze those abs, squeeze that butt, push that ground away, right? Now you're focusing your energy on activating your glutes, your hamstrings, feeling your abs work. Right? Should feel really good, right? It should feel like work. You should feel like your body's getting warm. I hope everyone enjoyed that and got a little warmth out of it. Thank you for joining me.